The water utility is an invisible infrastructure for most, if not all, communities. You can see the water towers in the air, you can see the water treatment plant, but you don't necessarily see the distribution system that's underneath the ground. That being said, water loss, it's an unseen hit to revenue, and you don't really understand it until you put pen to paper and say, oh, I'm producing so much more than is consumed. The Indiana Finance Authority made water loss audits a regulatory requirement.
Even though it's a requirement, it is actually a useful tool for these utilities. It's meant to determine losses in their systems, and it's important that they can identify these losses so that they can fix them.
It's going to measure the volume of water from your plants, the water passing through your system going up to your customers' meters, and measure the difference between what you're able to produce and what you're able to sell.
It protects the individual customer, because if you're losing a lot of water, you're losing a lot of revenue. What the Indiana Finance Authority wants is for you to look at your system, diagnose your system, and understand where you can improve revenue before you raise rates.
Indiana Finance Authority is requiring that all water utilities do a water loss audit every year and then have that validated by a certified validator every even year. The first validated audit is due in August of 2020. And if this audit is not done, then it may impact the utility's ability to get funding in the future. When
communities are doing a water audit, they're going to need to provide a variety of documents that are going to include the volume of water produced from their plants, billing system records, their distribution system information, and some cost data.
Really, what the regulatory agencies want is for you to have a really healthy system. That being said, the water loss audit will not solve your problems. The water loss audit is a tool to help understand your system and to understand where the loss is coming from, so you can start to pinpoint where to make improvements so you can have reduced water loss and improved revenue.
Water utilities are stretched really thin right now. They're getting a lot of new requirements put on them, and this water audit is just another thing for them to get done. And here at Commonwealth, we see that this is happening, and we want to help to relieve that burden a little bit.
So Commonwealth can help do these audits because we work in and out of water utilities on a daily basis. We design your systems, we work on your systems, we evaluate what's happening in your systems every day. Utilities don't need people trained on audits to complete the audit. However, every 2 years when you get to your validation, you do need somebody who's trained and certified in validating water audits to validate your audit.
Now, your auditors cannot be the same person that does the validation, so quite a benefit in that.
As Commonwealth Engineers, we have the capacity to take on these audits and validations. We have been working with our communities to help them be less overwhelmed. In general, if we help you with your regulatory requirements, it allows you as the utility to really focus on the operation of your system.
If you have any questions or you'd like to utilize our services, you can find your local Commonwealth office at commonwealthengineers.com.